Hey, my name is Vincent Haynes, and today we're going to talk about the Thor Motor Coach all-wheel drive Class B Pluses. We have some exciting changes to our Class B Pluses over here at Thor Motor Coach, starting with the Ford Transit engine and the chassis that we're getting. Now in the past, we were building this on the Power Stroke diesel engine. What's really awesome with this new Thor Motor Coach Class B Plus that we have is it's going to be on the 3.5 liter EcoBoost with a V6. Moving over to the EcoBoost engine, which is one of the most popular engines that is in the US today, is the fact that we almost doubled our horsepower and almost doubled our torque. What's awesome with that is this is going to be the quickest driving motorhome you will drive on any dealer's lot. Now, the reason that is because we have almost the same amount of horsepower in this coach right here as a lot of Class C coaches do on a Ford E-Series. And this is a lot less weight than what a Ford E-Series will be and those traditional Class Cs. So when you're getting onto an exit ramp or an entry ramp onto the highway, one cool thing is you don't have to slow down if there's people not able to get over into the left lane. You can actually have enough horsepower to speed up and get ahead of them. The 3.5 liter EcoBoost from Ford is the most used engine in their entire Ford lineup. They first debuted actually the 3.5 liter EcoBoost for the Ford GT, which is a sports car. So moving to the actual house part of the coach, we have new for our 2021 is we're going to be doing the LED light strip on the actual arms of our armless awning. What's also awesome with that is it's going to open up this area a lot more. So when you pull that slide out all the way out, it's going to come out nice and long, but on a shorter coach like this, you're going to be very secluded to the amount of camping space that you have. On some traditional Class Cs, you're going to actually have arms coming down and you're going to be secluded to just being inside this area. With this armless awning, it's going to allow you to roam free, go outside of the arms, and your kids could be running around and not have to get, run around that side of the awning and get clotheslined by one of the arms. And it gives a nice sleek look. I'm going to try and get this all the way out. Okay. Cool. So with the Thor Class B Pluses, something that a lot of people want in their high-end units is, your frameless windows, your armless awnings, because that gives the coach a really, really sleek look, a nice modern look. Many coaches have it, but many coaches don't have it as a standard feature. With the Thor B Pluses, we are actually going to offer it as standard. It's coming with the coach, and you don't have to pay any extra money for it. With an armless awning, say you go on a hiking trip and you get some gusty winds that day. If you had arms on your awning, if you had a big gust of wind, it could break one of those arms. With this, if this just starts to shake around a little bit, it's going to notice it, and it's going to automatically start to retract, and you don't have to worry about it coming back out. Once it goes in, it's going to stay in. So that's a very unique feature with our armless awnings. Now moving over here to the storage compartment areas, our storage compartments are all going to be lined with Rotocast. And what Rotocast is a high-spun plastic. It is never going to rust, mold, or mildew. Best way to remember that is it is the exact same materials that they use to make a kayak with. So if you could take it into water, it's not going to rust, not going to mold. So what I do when I go camping in my RV is I actually take it out, take all my stuff out, and then I throw in ice, and I use it as a cooler. It's perfect for tailgating. Once that ice melts, all you gotta do is just pop open the drain in some of the compartments and the water is gonna drain right out. So it's nice and easy to clean. Also, we're gonna have a standard feature on this is all-wheel drive. So every Thor Motor Coach Class B Plus that you get is gonna come all-wheel drive standard. So it's awesome if you're wanting to go boondocking, if you're wanting to go out in the desert or up a mountain, it's gonna compete perfectly with all the other cars that you're driving next to, which is an awesome feature, and that's brand new to the 2020 and on Class B Pluses that we're building here. If you ever need to go up to your roof for maintenance, you have your roof ladder here that's going to be attached to your rear wall and your one-piece fiberglass bumper. Now what's nice with this, instead of having just a metal bumper here, it's going to give it a little bit of a sleeker look, and it allows it to have LED lights as well. Now you have a 5,000 pound rated hitch on all of our Class B Pluses, and then also you're going to have a 7-pin connector as well. One thing I always like to point out on this floor plan specifically in our Class B Pluses is the exhaust pipe back here for your generator. What's really cool with that is when you're out camping and people are going in and out, you may be cooking, and your generator is running, you don't want the generator to be running everywhere and the exhaust coming out over in your camping area. So we have it actually exiting the rear where it's not gonna bother anyone out there enjoying the sun, enjoying a picnic or anything like that. It's gonna be out of sight, out of mind. So over here on the driver's side of our coach, we're gonna have a lot of your utilities. Reasons we put it over here is it's out of sight, out of mind, just like the exhaust on your generator. So you're gonna have your tankless hot water heater, standard on all Thor Motor Coach Class B pluses. We're gonna use a 3rd generation Girard tankless hot water heater. It's gonna use a 1/3 of the amount of LP that a gas electric hot water heater is. And also, hold on. And what it's gonna do is basically hot coils are gonna heat up around the pipe and the water is gonna go through it. It's not gonna take you 2 or 3 minutes to get hot water. It's instant hot water. You could have hot water with this tankless hot water heater for up to 17 minutes straight. And the reason it's 17 minutes is because that's what the governor is. If you're taking a 17-minute shower while you're on a camping trip, you're enjoying it a little too much. So that's really unique. We've been using this for many years, and it has been one of the most successful components in our R.U.V.s today. All of your drains, your city water connection, your shoreline connection is all going to be over here on the driver's side and on the non-camping side, so it's not in your way. Now, discussing a little bit about your sidewalls and the construction that we do. We're gonna be vacuum bonding this entire sidewall. We're vacuum bonding your floor and we're vacuum bonding your roof, which we'll talk about a little bit more when we get inside. But the reason I wanna talk about it out here is because you can see that we have our slide out over here. Now, when we build this entire sidewall, we're building it per floor plan. And what that means is we're using a bird cage construction. We're shedding excess weight where we don't need it on one floor plan without having to sacrifice support. So every sidewall's construction is different from floor plan to floor plan. And what that does, it gives us the perfect amount of insulation and the perfect amount of support. Now, when we build this slide out wall with it, it's going to be with this entire sheet of fiberglass. I point that out for 2 reasons. One, it allows us to have a 5-inch aluminum header above every slide out. So when your slide out does come out, you don't lose any structural integrity. And 2, fiberglass pigments at a different rate from sheet to sheet. So if you have motorhome A sitting next to motorhome B, one of them is going to pigment faster than the other because they're 2 separate sheets of fiberglass. If we were to build this slide out on a separate sheet of fiberglass than the rest of the sidewall, 5 or 6 years from now, it's going to be a different pigment than the rest of the coach, and you're not going to have much value. And so that's a big thing that we do here, and it's one of the hidden values that I really like to pitch in my sales pitches, just because if you don't talk about it, you're not building the value in the coach, and that's a big thing I love to talk about. I guess. And then one other standard feature that we have on every slide out here at Thor Motor Coach is we're gonna have a slide out top awning. So if you're in Colorado in the mountains and it drops down to below freezing and snows or it rains, you're gonna have an awning above every slide out. That's gonna protect your awnings or protect your slide outs. Now, another thing, great place to store all of your power cords or anything you have over here is gonna be a nice large storage facility. So it's gonna have an LED light inside. We're putting an LED light in every single one of our storage compartments. But this is nice and deep to put, you know, your drain hoses, your shoreline connection hose, or your power cords, and anything and everything, some chairs. It's the perfect depth and the perfect width to put a lot of different things. So coming into the cockpit, one thing I really like about it is it's comfortable. I drive a Ford F-150. Ford's a very popular brand. A lot of people who are coming in, trading in, you know, their travel trailers may have a Ford. And so when they hop behind the wheel of this, it's gonna be very familiar to them. A lot of people will come in and trade in a diesel pusher or a large motorhome. And a lot of the times it's because the gentleman is tired of driving everywhere they go. He wants something that his wife's gonna be comfortable driving too. And so I always will put them in this coach just because it's familiar, they're comfortable. It's like driving just a large van. And the speed with it, they don't have to be sitting and it feel like you're white knuckling at all times. I drove this across country and I kid you not, I had the window down, arm out the window and one hand on the wheel. It's just a very easy unit to drive. Now, with the new EcoBoost and the new 2021 Fords, you're gonna have a lot of different things in here. One, we're always gonna have your rear view camera attached to a rear view mirror. So even though you're not really using the mirror part, it's just natural to look up and see your camera there and see what is behind you. So you can check to see if whatever you're towing, you can always be looking up and checking on that, and also see cars that are incoming maybe a little faster than you before you change lanes. The next thing is going to be your Sync 3 system. The Sync 3 system, which is in any Ford you buy now, it's very familiar. It's going to have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, so you're going to be able to mirror your phone. And then also you're going to have Sirius XM, GPS built into it, Bluetooth, and then if you have the Sirius XM, one thing I love is you're going to be able to check your weather and stuff on that as well. So you can go in here, if you're in Colorado, which a lot of people are going to be in with this unit, you can go in and you can even check ski conditions. It has anything and everything you need to right here at the access of your fingertips. You don't need to be pulling out your phone. They're trying to make it as easy as possible when you're on your camping trip. Now, with the Ford Transit, we're also going to be optioning their safety features. So this is going to have the hill start assist. It's going to have the adaptive cruise control, the lane keeping assist, and then also head-on collision avoidance as well. So that's stuff that people are paying thousands and thousands of dollars to upgrade in other motorhomes. All this stuff is going to be standard in this coach. When it comes to ordering your Thor Motor Coach Class B Plus, you only have 2 options on this unit. Everything else comes standard, which makes it really unique and kind of goes against the grain with the industry. And it's something we're really excited about with the new Thor Motor Coach Class B Pluses. A lot of coaches out there are unable to have an emergency start on them when they're in this size. But with the Ford Transit, we do have the option to have an emergency start. If you ever, for some reason, need a little bit of help to start your chassis battery, you always have that access right there as well. Really unique thing with this floor plan is it gives you a lot of area to make dinner, set the food out, and then also store your pots and pans and anything you would need to bring on your trips with you. So we're going to have this is going to be our Pikes Peak interior with the silver oak cabinetry. We also option in a home collection, which is going to be our Estate Gray and Ivory Coast paired together. But so you have a lot of room to come up here, put all your pots, pans. You have an HDMI connector up here with an HDMI switch box. And then these are going to fasten in nice and tight. That way when you're going down the road, you don't have to worry about anything falling around back here. Now, say you're done cooking dinner, you wash the dishes. When you're done, you have a deep single stainless steel bowl for your sink. And then also you can cover it up here. One thing I love about the big cover is you have people coming over to watch the football game. You can easily wash your dishes off real quick. If you don't have time to dry them, you just set them down in here and you have a nice large cover to cover it up and no one knows the difference. That's what I do at least. Now, say the game's about to start, you have all this countertop space right here, and I'm sure you're wondering where the TV is. On the 23 TE, we're actually going to have a retractable TV, which is really, really unique, and is the first time on our Class B Pluses. This is a big feature that you see really on your high-end Class A motorhomes. You don't really see it on anything else, and the fact that we're bringing it to our Class B Pluses just really goes to show that we're really trying to step up the game with this brand. And I think when you pair this together, the floor plan and the engine changes, along with the all-wheel drive, it's going to be hard to beat. So you have a table that's removable right here, so you can sit down, you can be eating. Both of our cockpit chairs are going to swivel as well, so you have a little bit more space to sit down as well and watch the game. But it's nice and comfortable. You can remove this if you are done, throw it in one of the storage compartments, and just sit back and relax and watch the game. So unique thing with this floor plan is we're going to have a rear bathroom on the rear wall instead of in the corner. So one, it's going to give you a lot more walking space, and also you have a lot more room back here. You have nice storage compartments and also a nice medicine cabinet that's very large. One cool thing with all of our brands here at Thor Motor Coach is we're going to do something called the 360 siphon vent. And what that is it's a vent that's going from your black tank all the way to the roof, and it has a fan on it. So when you're driving down the road, that fan is going to act like it's suctioning, and it's going to suction all the stench out of your black tank. So when you're driving down the road and you haven't dumped your tanks for a day or so, you don't have that stench coming out of your toilet or out of your sink and smelling up your entire unit. And that's just one small thing out of many that we've done just to make your life a lot easier when you're on your trips camping. So up here in the living area, say it's Sunday morning, you just got done eating a late breakfast or an early brunch, and you're ready to watch the 1 o'clock NFL football game. Sun's shining in, so you're going to have a nice retractable power shade for your skylight. This is awesome at night if you're in Colorado. Little light pollution, you can see the stars. But during the day, it's perfect to give the natural light. But if you want to watch the game, you can do that. Now, say you just got done watching the nighttime Thursday night football game, and it's time to go to bed. You're probably wondering where the heck you're going to sleep in this coach. What's really cool on this new floor plan is this is actually a Murphy bed floor plan. So once you get up, you take these cushions off, which is awesome because we have nice, large storage underneath here. Set this back down. And this thing is so simple to use. All you gotta do is you gotta basically pull this up, pull it back, and then you have your bed and you're ready to go to sleep. On many Murphy beds out in the industry, when the bed does come down, it restricts you from getting to the back of the coach. But what's cool is this still makes it fully walkable. So one person gets up and needs a glass of water or something in the middle of the night, they're not sitting here scooting through. I'm walking perfectly fine. So this is a very usable coach. It's a very friendly coach, and it's for all shapes and sizes. I mean, I'm 6'2", 6'3", and I fit perfectly in here just because we have the 84-inch ceiling heights. And then once you're done, you can basically put this up. All it does is it just locks into place, push this back down, and then put your cushions back on, and you're good to go for the next day. So with the multiplex system that we have in our Class B Pluses, we're going to be using the BM Pro system. What's awesome with this, and some of my favorite features, is one, you can access all of your lights from here, all of your awnings, your slide outs, anything that has a motor other than the engine, is all accessible and able to be used here. Now say you forget to turn off your lights and you're sitting in bed. We do have a controller back by the bedroom, but also, so say you get to a campground, you're in a little bit tight quarters and you need to put the slide out. One really cool thing I love is I can actually access everything on this screen with my phone. So say you're tired of yelling at, having your wife yell at you saying you're getting too close to a tree or she's watching out for you. You can easily go out there with your phone and easily just press extend, and that slide out's gonna go on out there with it. Now when it comes to starting the generator, a lot of people who've been in the RV industry and have owned RVs for a while, they don't like to go and prime the generator before they start it. What's really cool with the BM Pro system, and it's very unique to against other multiplex systems, is that when you hit the start button to start your generator, it's actually going to prime it for you. So when you hit start and you don't hear it actually turning over, don't worry, it's because it's priming it for about 5 to 10 seconds before it actually is going to kick it on. So all it is a one touch, tap it, and then it's going to start your generator for you. So moving into our 23 TW on Thor Motor Coach Class B Pluses, I really wanted to show off the home collection that we're going to have. What this is going to be our Ivory Coast with our Estate Gray cabinetry. Now, what it is it's a white with darker hardware. Hold on, it's a white finish with dark hardware, and the reason we did this white finish is because hand-painted cabinets are becoming really popular in the residential industry right now. So, you know, being home during quarantine, a lot of people have time on their hands, and we're seeing a lot of people going with these lighter cabinets. So what we did is we just made it an optional feature here on our Class B Pluses because it's very popular in the residential industry, and we want you to be able to leave your home, get in your motorhome, and feel like you've never left. You're still at home. One thing I wanted to point out with the 23 TW is this is going to be a full wall slide, very unique to our Class B Pluses because it's never been able to be done on the Ford Transits. But we are one of the first people to offer that. Now, with this bed being here, coming from the Murphy bed in the TE, I like to kind of consider this a hybrid Murphy bed. So during the daytime, you could put this up and you can still come down here, sit down, take a nap or anything, and not have that bed secluding you from getting your clothes out of the rear. And then also, you're gonna have a corner bath as well. So it's gonna go nice and deep. So I'm 6'2", so when you're in here, what's really cool is we put the skylight, so a tall guy like me can still fit in here and be comfortable. Now obviously the shower nozzle is not going to be all the way up in front of your face, but if you're over 6 foot like me, I'm so used to a shower nozzle not being all the way above my head that I'm totally comfortable sitting down, washing my hair and washing the rest of my body, and I don't feel claustrophobic in here. And like I said, it's perfect. You're not taking a 17-minute shower unless you're really living life. And so you're in and out quick, and it's going to be perfect for you to use with your tankless hot water heater, getting instant hot water.